You ever find yourself wondering what someone is really thinking? Well, there's this secret language that pretty much runs our social lives. It's all that unspoken stuff, the nonverbal cues that can totally make or break a connection. And today, we're going to show you how to start reading it.
Honestly, you can think of it like a superpower. I mean, imagine being able to understand what's really going on in a conversation without anyone saying a single word. It's not magic, not at all. It's just, well, it's about paying attention to all those signals people are sending out all the time.
Okay, so where do we even begin with all this? Let's dive into something we've all faced, that first move. You know, making a successful approach. And it doesn't matter if it's for work, making a new friend, or something more. The wild thing is, most people mess it up before they even open their mouths to say hi.
And that brings us to this really crucial idea called step 0. The whole point is that a good interaction actually starts with just observing. Yeah, before you even think about walking over. You just got to ask yourself, do they look open to being approached? Is their body language open? You know, are they facing the room, or are they kind of closed off, turned away? That simple little observation, that's your first clue right there.
So how do you actually do it right? Well, it's basically a 4-step dance. First, just get seen. Seriously, just be in the area. This creates what they call the theory of familiarity. It just makes people a little more open to you because you're not a total stranger popping out of nowhere. Okay, step 2, make some brief, totally non-creepy eye contact. Then, and this part is so important, you look for a smile back. It's got to be a two-way street. And if you get that, you wait just a beat, and then you can go say hello. Patience is absolutely everything here.
And that smile, that brings us to a huge and frankly kind of dangerous misunderstanding. There's the saying in some cultures, something like hasi tafasi, which basically means she smiled, so she's trapped or she's mine. This whole idea that a smile is some kind of automatic yes to, well, everything, that's where things can go really, really wrong.
So let's be crystal clear on this. A smile is just an invitation to talk. That's it. It's a green light for a conversation to start. It is not a contract. It's not a promise for a date or a phone number or anything else. Understanding and respecting that difference is just fundamental.
All right, so let's say you did it. You navigated step 0, you made contact, but now you're talking and it feels like you're speaking two completely different languages. It can feel like you're from different planets, right? Let's get into why that happens.
This is where we usually see two very different styles of communicating. Think of it like this. One style is super direct and literal. What you say is exactly what you mean, period. The other style, it's more layered, you know, where the real meaning has all this context and unspoken stuff baked right in. Now look, neither one is better than the other, but man, if you don't realize which one you're dealing with, it can lead to a ton of confusion.
Okay, let me give you a perfect, really simple example to show you what I mean. Picture this. Someone's in the kitchen cooking, and they ask their partner, hey, can you peel the potatoes? Seems pretty straightforward, right?
Well, here's what happens with that direct, literal style. The partner walks over, peels the potatoes, leaves them right there on the cutting board, and thinks, all right, job done, mission accomplished. I mean, they did exactly what was asked of them. But for the person who asked, peel the potatoes was just shorthand for the whole job. You know, peel them, clean up the mess, put the potatoes in a bowl, wash the cutting board, the whole 9 yards. They said one thing, but they were actually expecting 4 steps. See? Neither one of them is wrong. They are just speaking completely different languages. Okay, let's build on that idea. Let's look at how these nonverbal cues can help us figure out how strong a connection is between two people. Like, how can you really tell if a couple is genuinely on the same page?
You can literally see a strong connection in action if you know what to look for. Couples who are really in sync, they sit close. They'll unconsciously mirror each other's body language. If one leans in, the other one does too. And the laughter's real, you know, not that polite little chuckle. Oh, and here's a cool one. Have you ever noticed how they often walk at the exact same pace? It's all these little unconscious signs that tell you the bond is real.
On the flip side, you can also spot a disconnection. Even if a couple is sitting right next to each other, look at which way their bodies are pointing. I'm serious, if their chests and their feet are angled away from each other, that can be a huge sign of emotional distance. It's like their body's subtly screaming, I'd rather be over there.
So we've talked about all these rules and signals, but what's the single most powerful thing when it comes to connecting with people? Is it about like memorizing a bunch of gestures and faking it till you make it? No, not even close.
This quote here is about a guy who was just incredibly charismatic. He could walk into any room and make friends with literally anyone. And his secret?
It wasn't some trick or a clever pickup line. It was just that he was always the same guy. The warm, fun, genuine person he was with his best friends was the exact same person he was with a total stranger. And this gets at a really powerful idea called state expansion. Basically, it's about shifting your focus from what can I get from this person to what can I give? How can you make their experience right here in this moment a little bit better? You know, if they're there to dance, be a great person to dance with. If they're there to learn, share something interesting. When you add to their experience, when you expand their state, that is absolutely magnetic.
And that right there is the ultimate secret. The best, most confident, most attractive body language isn't something you can fake. It's not a performance. It's just the natural result of being genuinely okay with who you are and being truly interested in the person you're with. When you're authentic, all the right body language just happens automatically.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all back to you. Because your body language isn't just a random collection of movements. No, it's more like your personal signature. It tells a story about you.
Just think about it for a second. Every single gesture you make, the way you stand, the way you hold eye contact, all of it is a reflection of what's going on inside. It's shaped by how confident you feel or how anxious, or just your mood in that moment. It really is your personal story being broadcast out to the world.
So, here's the bottom line. Your body is always talking, whether you want it to or not. You're communicating constantly. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What story is your body telling about you right now?